Hey guys, Lucid Apple here with another week of Apple news and tidbits. So let's not waste any more time and dive right in. On Wednesday, the world was introduced to what will most likely be the design of the 2019 iPhone 11R. OnLeaks partnered with PriceBaba.com to release these renders detailing the design. So starting at the front, not much will change looks wise. The screen size is said to remain at 6.1 inches and retain the LCD panel, as an OLED would likely cause too large of a price increase. However, the 11R should receive the same upgrades as its pricier siblings in the notch area, meaning an upgraded true depth camera system for the Face ID and a megapixel bump from 7 megapixels to a 12 megapixel front facing camera. And the notch size should remain the same. So if you hate it, sorry. If you love it, we got nothing to worry about. Moving to the back of the phone, which is where most of the obvious changes are seen. The 11R is rumored to have the same square bump as the 11 and 11 Max. According to Apple analyst Min-Chi Kuo, however, the 11R will sport a dual lens camera setup versus a triple lens camera setup. So it's going to have a dual lens, and then to the right you're going to see the flash module, and right above it the microphone. So not sure why Apple is giving the 11R a square bump, considering it's only got two cameras. Maybe it's to keep a more consistent design language, as they say in the design industry. I think that's what I think. So it is what it is. All three phones are going to have this square bump, whether it's 3 cameras or 2 cameras. Additionally, the 11R will likely have the same new 7nm A13 Omega chip as the 11 and 11 Max. The 11R should be debuted in September. On the subject of iPhone upgrades, another report this week from Min-Chi Kuo indicates that Apple will be upping their antenna game in the 2019-2020 iPhones. Currently, Apple uses LCP, or liquid crystal polymer antenna technology, and wants to switch to modified PI or Pi or MPI antennas. So why? What is that, you ask? So Kuo details 2 main reasons: UWB radios, or ultra wideband short radio receivers, and obviously cost. So UWB receivers allow for more precise indoor positioning that can be used for finding your way in malls and airports and wherever you are else indoors. So according to Kuo, these UWB receivers have basically forced Apple to re-engineer their antenna design to allow for the frequencies used by these receivers. So if you do end up buying a 2019 iPhone, check out the receivers, do a little investigation, a little close-up look, and see if you notice anything different. Probably not. Maybe there'll be a difference, I have no idea, but very interesting stuff, I think, and a neat tidbit if you're into that kind of stuff. So this week has been complete opposite of last week in terms of stocks. Anyone who's in the stock market, I'm sure, is quite aware. But after a great week of stock gains and soaring, and a wonderful positive earnings report from Apple last week, this week has been bad. Not just for Apple, but for many stocks. They've fallen quite drastically. This is due to President Trump at the beginning of the week threatening to increase tariffs on Chinese imports. And then today, the administration actually increased the tariff on $200 million of Chinese goods from 10% to 25%, basically causing even more tech stocks to decline. Currently, Apple stock, as of this video, as of this time, is hovering around $193 per share, $194 per share, whereas the same time last week we were talking about around $211, $212, and maybe upwards per share. So it is what it is. That's politics for you. On a brighter note, Apple's WWDC, Worldwide Developers Conference 2019, is less than a month away. We can expect announcements regarding new features across all of Apple's OSs, namely iOS 13, which runs obviously on iPhones and iPads. Should see a slew of new features, including dark mode, updates to iMessage where you can set a profile picture and a display name, and updates to the multi-window feature on iPads where you can have multiple windows open from the same application or browser, as so it's rumored. Bloomberg's Mark Gurman reports that you can expect Apple to focus on health capabilities, improved performance, and improved native Apple apps across all of its devices. There's also rumor, apparently, that iOS 13 will not be compatible with older iPhones, starting with the iPhone 6 and older. And this is according to iDrop News. So if you do have an iPhone 6 and you're worried about having the latest software from Apple, or you really want that dark mode, you might have to upgrade to a newer phone. WWDC is set to kick off June 3rd in San Jose, California. So if you're going, hope you have a great time. Last week, Apple released their Powerbeats Pro wireless earphones, which we had touched on. But apparently, a lot of people had questions regarding their official water resistance. So Apple had originally claimed that they're sweat and water resistant, but what does that actually mean? In an article by Mac Rumors, Apple is saying these earphones have an IPX4 water resistance rating. So they're certified to resist water splashing against them, anywhere against the housing, but will most likely fail if immersed in jets of water. Basically, don't be going and jumping into pools or using these in the shower. So if you're a swimmer, sorry. But if you're caught in a rainstorm, you're probably gonna be okay. Just a little splash here, splash there. They can resist that. So that's all I have this week for news and tidbits in the world of Apple. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. And I hope you guys join me next week for next week's news, Apple news. Thanks and take care.